So I want to go over a few things. Number one, I want to go over our vision, right? Why are we all here, right? Why do we put you guys to joining these trainings? What is the whole purpose of all this? And our vision is we help people from all walks of life develop into emotionally intelligent human beings who believe they can influence positive social change. That's really the vision of why we're doing this. Is as we attract people here are thinking, man, Carl, I want to make more money. But in order for you to make more money, you got to develop yourself. And the best way to develop yourself monetarily is to develop yourself emotionally. It's a big part of what we teach. Our mission, what drives us, why we push people, why we set appointments, is we want to empower people with financial education and provide the best opportunities for people to live financially free. How we're gonna get to our vision and mission, the strategy is recruiting and developing leaders through a proven process called the Different Success System. Our goals for this year is we want to write 1 million points in target premium collectively as an organization. So between San Diego or between California and Arizona, we aim to do just that. So this means all of you stepping up to the plate, putting some points on the board, committing to your goals, to your dreams, because if you hit your goals and dreams, you're going to help the whole team hit their goals and dreams, right? I'm not going to go over this. I want to go over just our niche is life insurance and annuities. That's what we do here. Our core values is we are very much big on integrity here. Okay, never will our pursuit of a dollar surpass our commitment to integrity. We place high value on character, integrity, and treating people right. Never will we place more value on a transaction than a relationship. Emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-control, and empathy are what we consider the fundamental traits of a high-functioning associate here at Difference. We believe the more emotionally intelligent an associate is, the more successful they will be in all areas of your life that truly matter. Service before self. We truly desire to serve people is what drives our every action. We are always willing to sacrifice self without hesitation if it's in the best interest of our clients and teammates. We know that if we help other people get what they want, then we'll get what we want. Let me take off my headphones because they're dying. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. Okay, can you guys hear me? Someone give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. We're committed to empowering our associates. So we are passionate about providing opportunity, nurturing talent, and developing leaders. We place a high value in developing self-confidence, self-worth, and high identity into our associates so they may succeed in business and their personal lives. And collaboration, the members of this team, and this is all of us guys, by joining this team, you commit to having your opinion heard and listening to others in a humble, open, and respectful way. We will be greater in direct proportion to the amount of dialogue, pushback, and brainstorming that we achieve together. Our collaboration will always lead to us making a decision with all members committing to the final decision regardless of their prior opinion. So this is kind of what we stand for here. This is why we drill it before every training. We also have a contest that I want to share with you guys. And this is the contest here for, some of you guys may not be aware of this, but we launched this. I know Home Office has been tracking this. So if you go to our Difference page, you know, Carolina Ramirez will be posting this once a week. But between February 1st and July 31st, so write this down if you're not aware of it so you can put it on your radar. Number one is 10,000 points. If you write 10,000 points, which is basically just one app a month for 6 months, right? Should be everybody could do that. But if you write 10,000 personal points or you get 5 personal new business partners, new directs, recruits, we're gonna just reward you with a nice dinner for you and a friend, or you and your spouse, you and a loved one. You're more than welcome to take me if you need someone to go with you, right? We're just gonna reward you with that, okay? So that should be everybody. We want to be giving a ton of nice dinners out Number 2 is if you write 30,000 points, that's basically just helping 2 to 4 people save, between 150 to 300 bucks a month. You help do that, for the next 6 months, you're going to get a cruise for 2 on the company's dime. How cool is that? Okay. So always try to hit a contest. And now if you go out there, you write, or if you get 10 business partners. So if you do 10 personal business partners, I think Elvia right now, she's cranking, she's almost at 4, right? She's making things happen. So number 3 is if you do 50,000 points or you get 25 base shop, that's 25 in your base, all-inclusive vacation destination for 2. So we might send you to Playa del Carmen, Puerto Vallarta, right? We'll send you somewhere very nice. And I always love traveling, and traveling is so much more fun when it's on someone else's dime, right? Free 99. Okay, so who's gonna hit this contest, man? I wanna know, right? Just do it, guys, right? So here's where we're at right now. This is the total points. So we see Carlo and Lisa up there, right? Elvia Sanchez, right? So we're getting there. Lisa Campbell right now is 1 now. This is gonna be updated this Thursday, so there's definitely some new blood that are making things happen, but stay focused, right? Stay focused on this. And we definitely want to be traveling with more people, doing some fun stuff together, okay? So let's go into today's training. Today, we're going to go into what we call orientation. And this is mostly for new people, but there's people I'm sure that have been around and you're like, you haven't even seen this. All right, everyone can see my screen? So orientation is basically kind of a welcome on board. And I think it's important for you to understand the history of our company. And a lot of you are going to hear names like World Financial Group, Primerica, PHP. You'll hear all kinds of names and like, oh, you guys are like those companies, or what's, and you want to know who those companies are. I never talk smack about another company, guys, and neither should you. Right? If even if it is, even if the company is not good, don't talk smack about another company. Make sure you mute yourself, guys. Whoever just came on. Who was that? Okay, good. So this is the history of our company because we're all kind of connected in some way. So we want you to know that. So who's heard of the company Primerica before? Right? They're the longest in the game that started in this industry. There was a guy named Art Williams who started a company named A.L. Williams back in February 10th, 1977. He started with 85 people in Georgia, and he grew that company to 225,000 agents with the investment philosophy to buy term insurance and invest the difference. Right? So some of you have been prospected by Primerica. Some of you probably used to be at Primerica. Okay. I don't ever say it's a bad company, right? It's just some people do well there, some people don't do well there, right? I will tell you that every time I've come across a Primerica policy, 99 out of 100 times we have replaced that policy, right? Just because what we offer, a Primerica agent's going to offer you Primerica, right? So we're able to offer a lot more than that. Well, Art Williams sold that company, right? He sold A.L. Williams to Primerica in 1985, which Citibank bought them out. There was a guy there by the name of Hubert Humphrey who didn't like that change. So he left there and he started a company called World Market Alliance. So these are guys you can research, which I would recommend that you do to always understand the history of this industry so you know where you came from. Hubert Humphrey was a giant. He's the one that started World Financial Group. He started World Market Alliance and sold the company for an undisclosed amount to Aegon, who then renamed the company World Financial Group in 2001. And now you might hear World Financial Group is also called Transamerica Financial Advisors, or TFA. So you'll hear these companies and we're all connected to some degree. And we've all seen this guy here, whether he's on social media. He's got a channel called Valuetainment. He used to be in World Financial Group, Patrick Bet-David, who started PHP Agency. I follow a lot of his content online. You know, we were this close when PHP started that we were also going to go with PHP. You know, so Dago decided to also leave. So about the time Patrick left World Financial Group, Dago, right, also left World Financial Group. And that's when Difference Financial started in 2011, right? And we had a vision, man. We wanted to grow this company to 5,000 life insurance agents, guys. So we have so many growing pains. I think the goal is inevitably to get there nationwide. Now with this platform and technology, we'd love to get out there and have 100 offices nationwide. It's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched to really think that. And we're already starting to open more offices. We're getting some more momentum. We're beginning to grow. So we want you guys who are listening to this to, if you see yourself as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of open territory. Okay, here in San Diego, we have room for so many offices, whether you live in North County, San Diego, the South Bay, right? Wherever you want to do, just go get your office and you can start building. That's the beauty of this, and you own it. But we just want you to know that where we came from now, what's the difference, right? So people say, well, so what's the difference between you and, you know, PHP, WFG, LMNOP, right? Like, well, where do you guys stand? And I think it's important that you know that what we really stand for here and kind of what we specialize in. Our role is we want to bring the pension back. We want to be really salty in advising clients on how our game works. We do a lot of annuities, millions of dollars a year in annuities and 401k IRA rollovers. We help teachers start annuities. We help people start Roth IRAs, and annuities. We help business owners start SEP IRAs and annuities. What's really good about that is, check this out, the percentage of American workers in the private sector whose only retirement account is a defined benefit plan, a pension, is now only 4%, down from 60% in the early 80s. So what does that mean is that if you work for a private company back in the early 80s or before, that company would offer you a pension, meaning a guaranteed paycheck for the rest of your life when you're retired. Now, what has replaced the pension? The 401k, right? Now, does that guarantee you that it's gonna be there for the rest of your life? Absolutely not. You know, so many of the people you're going to be sitting with, all they have is Social Security and this thing called the 401k. And if you saw the stock market today, the Dow Jones dropped 1,000 points or even probably more. So we are going to expect another market crash. So people are going to be very concerned about losing money in their 401ks, especially if they're near retirement. So your job is very vital, guys. I promise you that people need you more than you need them to make money. Let me repeat that. People need you, your services, your education, your expertise, your planning, more than you're trying to make money to make a sale so that you can keep yourself afloat. That's the truth. You know, so this is why this trade is so important. And so look at these numbers. We did research on this. There's 1.34 million lawyers in the US. There's 968,000 doctors. Right? And there's only 15,000 pension planners in the entire country. So we have quite a niche that there's a lot of demand, but there's very little supply. And so write this down. What we specialize in, what you're learning here, this ain't State Farm, guys. You didn't get a life insurance license to go out there and just try to get people into a life insurance product. That's not what it is. Your life insurance license is to specialize in these 3 areas down below. And you want to write that down, because when someone asks you, well, what is it that you do? Oh, I teach people how money works. You know, what do you, and what we specialize in is teaching people how taxes work when it comes to the retirement, protecting their principal, and helping them establish a lifetime income stream. So I wrote that right here for you so that you have a few bullet points. This is your elevator pitch. What do you do that my Edward Jones guy can't do? Well, we're going to teach you how to reduce your taxes, protect your money from market loss, and give you a lifetime income stream that you never outlive. Would you like to learn how to do that? Yeah, right? So you got to have those questions. You got to have that in your back pocket ready to pull out in the Starbucks line at a moment's notice.
okay? Because that's how the game works. Why is there such a case for entrepreneurship right now, right? You know, so you guys just heard from Jose, who's 22 years old. I love working with younger people. And if you look on our screens here, we have quite a range from 22-year-olds, from people in our company that are near retirement. And that's a great cocktail of people, right? Because we all can learn from each other. But why the new school is not really going towards college, because look at the statistics. The average student loan debt in 2018 was $37,000. That's the average student loan debt. The average credit card debt per household is $16,000, almost $17,000. And what's the average credit card interest rate now? 14 to probably 21%. Who knows, right? But it's high. So the game is very rigged right now against most people, especially here in San Diego where the cost of living is so high. This is very common. The average salary in California is $51,000 gross income. After taxes, you're looking about $41,000. So this is, as many people have sat with, this is very common for people to make between $3,500 to $4,000 take home per month. Now, how far does that go right now in this city? Right? It's, man, it's tough, guys. And what is the living like? Let's just look at housing alone. Right now, the average housing rent here is close to $2,000 in San Diego, California. So when someone's making $3,400 and $2,000 of that is going just to put a roof over their head, that doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room for quality of life. So people are starting to say, there's got to be a better way for me to make more money, man, because I'm working my butt off right now. And I don't see myself getting any more ahead. I'm putting way more time at my job. I have another job and I'm still not getting more ahead financially. So entrepreneurship is something that people are looking at as an option to free themselves and their family. And it's a great time. So why am I telling you this? Because you should be going out there to help people. You know, I've had people in the company say, you know what, Carlo, I'm just not big into recruiting, you know. So my question to that person will be, why is this good enough for you, but not for other people? Right? If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for anybody else too. I'm not saying that I lead with it, but don't ever deny someone an opportunity to change their family's life or their lives if they want to go out there and make more money. Okay, this is what we do here, guys. We're not recruiting people here just to make sales. We want to help people change their life. We want to give people an opportunity. We want to help people become the best version of themselves. We want people to become part of the power of association, to associate with hungry people who have drive, who have values, and are doing something positive in the community. If you believe that, then man, I'm going to lead with it. When I tell people I got the best opportunities in sliced bread, man, I got to talk to you about it. So we want to make the case. Now, you guys like this little meme here? Keep calm, my insurance agent is a ninja. We want you, here's the difference between us and most other companies. Most life agents do not know what they can do with a life license. I have been doing this 15 years. And I got to tell you, right, let me look at you in the face while I tell you this, because the longer that you do this, the less the competition is out there. What is the average lifespan? Who wants to guess what the average lifespan of an agent is in the entire insurance industry in America?
5 years.
5 years? That's a great guess, but no, right? Right? You're looking at, yeah, you know, Isaac put 6 months.
2.
It's about 2 years, right? That's the average, right? Most people get spit out before that, but that's the average, man, because this industry will burn people out. And we wanted to be, okay, what is the solution to prevent burnout? We wanted to create, number one, a part-time opportunity. Most companies in this industry, if you want to work in the insurance industry, they want you to go full-time. They want you to go 8 hours plus a day, and they want you to smile and dial. and they give you quotas, right? And you're out there to sell, sell, sell. That is very contrary to what we do here at Difference. Do we do sales? Every day. But our purpose here is to educate and build leaders. That's a difference. We're not here to put a quota on you. We don't have any quotas. You can do this part-time, meaning do 2 hours a week, like Gordon Chavez did for the first year he was in business. He literally did Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. for 12 months straight, right? So when people say, I don't have that much time, you kind of make time. How bad do you want it? And they say that an entrepreneur is a person that'll go work 16 hours a day for themselves, so they don't have to go work 8 hours a day to help someone else build their dream. That's the difference, right? And so I want to put that in your mindset, because when you get home from a long day of work of helping the ownership of the company you work at build their wealth, and you're like, oh, I'm so tired to make my own calls. I just want to crawl into bed and watch Netflix, then just keep in mind that you're saying no to your goals and your dreams, and you're kicking the can down the road, right? And none of us know how much of time we have left. We don't have an infinite amount of time, guys, right? The clock is ticking. And so if you want to get to this game of winning, you got to get to this game of winning right now while the getting is good. So what do we do? These are the things that we specialize in. 401k rollovers. So this is on the annuity side. 403b plans for teachers, 457 plans for correction officers or school teachers or police officers or firefighters. We do traditional IRAs, individual retirement accounts. We do self-employment pension IRAs for business owners. We do simple IRAs. You can go to a small business who has 5, 6, 7 employees, and the business owner can ask you, hey, Cynthia, what can you do for my company? I can help you set up a retirement for every employee in your company. And you can do that with just a life license? Wow, right? Yes, you can do that. You can do Roth IRAs, tax-free retirement strategies. We do index annuities, which is a big part of what we do. We do single premium annuities. We do multi-year guaranteed annuities. So if you have a client who's like, I'm thinking about a CD, something I can park for 3 to 5 years, we can offer a MIGA, which is a multi-year guaranteed annuity that's going to pay maybe 2%, 3%, but they can't touch it for 3 to 5 years. We have those, right? We have traditional fixed annuities. We have startup annuities, right? So there's a lot of things you can do, whether someone says, I want to roll a chunk of money over, or I just want to start with $100 a month into something. It doesn't always have to be a life policy. You can do that. Okay, so part of our training on product is over the next 18 to 24 months is for you guys to become industry masters of how this game works. And the biggest thing with all of these plans that I just told you about is taxes. You have to understand which of these fits the best tax strategy for your client. The next thing is life insurance. We write a ton of life insurance every day. Now, what kind of life insurance? We do traditional term life. We do term life with accelerated living benefits. We do return of premium term. You know what a return of premium term is? Basically, they're going to pay a little bit more in premium, but at the end of 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years, if they don't die, they get their money back. Okay, you can offer that. We do universal life, which is traditional. We do whole life. We do index universal life, which is one of our flagship vehicles. We do premium financing. That's very unique strategy where the client partners up with the bank and the bank will also fund their IUL. We do key person insurance. We do second to die life insurance and final expense insurance. So basically we can cover somebody from 2 weeks old to 103 years old. It just matters what we're going to do for them. Your job is to be able to gather information and then educate your client on where the best option is for them. For business owners, we can do defined contribution plans, like i.e. profit sharing plans. We can do something called a 412 plan, which nobody's ever heard about. I didn't hear about this for the first time until about 2 years ago. And so that's for someone that's in their 50s who makes a lot of money. And you can start a plan for them where they can deduct up to $350,000 per year into their own retirement plan. And it can be a lifetime income stream per year. We do executive bonus plans. So Dago's been the first one to really get into the executive bonus plans for big companies, right? We do key person life insurance, split dollar plan, non-qualified deferred compensation plans, and we do buy-sell agreements. So if this is all sounding like Chinese to you, you're going to learn all this stuff. We're going to put boot camps together and stuff, but this is what's different between us and the industry. Most other companies, they just want you to go recruit people, but very few of them learn how to become an advisor in this great industry. And your unique advantage is to be able to go out there and provide quality education to your clients on what is the best way to go out there and win the tax game, protect their money, and get a lifetime income stream. So we have all these unique strategies. Captive versus independent. So this is another thing that you have to be aware about when people ask you. So what is the difference between a captive agent versus an independent agent? So examples of a captive agent are State Farm. So when you say with the State Farm agent, the only thing that State Farm agent can offer you is State Farm. Same with Allstate or Farmers or New York Life or Northwestern Mutual, Primerica, Mass Mutual. What is a captive agent? They're limited to the products and services from only the carrier you represent, which limits client choices if they prefer another carrier. So if a client comes to you and says, hey, you know what, Cynthia, I don't know if you can do this for me, but my brother got this Prudential policy and I really like it, you know, and if it's a fit, we can go get contracted with Prudential. I just had a client get denied through National Life Group because National Life Group is pretty specific with their underwriting. And this guy was, he was overweight. So I called Aaron Clark and Aaron's like, dude, go with Prudential. They overlooked that. That's something that they're very lenient with. Boom, call Prudential. Now I got an illustration. So imagine if I was only contract with National Life Group, I would be like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. But now I can say, no worries, we got denied here. Let's go to option B and we can still get you covered. That's a great thing about our company, guys. A captive agency has pressurized production environments with quotas. If you go to a captive company, you become a glorified salesperson. You're not an entrepreneur. They want you saying, hey, how many, put up or shut up, put up or get out. If you don't do 5 sales this month, we got to let you go. So you're seen as a number. You're seen as someone, all they care about is putting up numbers. They look at you like a number. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard this, right? And that's something that we just don't do. So you become a hardcore sales agent with no ownership and inability to build your own agency that you override. So what is the non-captive side of what we do? At difference, you're not limited to one company, but many. We don't have any quotas here. There's no hourly commitments here. You have the ability to begin to build your agency from day one. If you want to become a broker and build a 100-man army over the next decade, you can do that starting right now. It's really up to you. It's your choice. And you have ownership of your book of business here. Your book of business is your book of business. It's your business. I just think that's a phenomenal way, right? That's freedom to me. Look at this, right? Over 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every day. And agents are leaving the industry in droves. The average age in our industry right now is 59 years of age. So when I look at this, when I look at all these faces on this webinar right now, I see majority. I think, man, we're starting to get some more men up in here, right? Which is a good thing because we were female dominant for quite some time, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But look at the landscape of business and financial services. I mean, I see a lot of diversity on this call tonight. We love diversity. I want to work with people from every walk of life. I want our team to look like United Nations, man, right? You know, from every walk of life. It doesn't matter what your background, what your color is. If you're hungry, you can be somebody here in America still. You can go out there and start a business. And right now there's a lot of demand. 10,000 people turning 65 every day. And we have this great wealth transfer that is beginning to happen. Over $30 trillion are being transferred from baby boomers to their generation, to their Gen X and millennial children over the next 3 decades. So, you know, right now I was at the office with Isaac and Cynthia. We were just talking, and I was been talking with my wife of just how much low-hanging fruit there is right now. There is so much low-hanging fruit right now if you just go out there and get it. And that's going to be one of the key components of you developing yourself here. Because if you want to get in on this, guys, if you don't get it, someone else will. And that's the thing about America that I love, and it's also the most challenging. America is so much opportunity for those that are willing to go get it. If you're gonna play the waiting game, I'm telling you, right? If you wait and I'm hungry, I will beat you there to it. And that's the way the game goes. So right now, there's so much low-hanging fruit with this $30 trillion transfer. All these insurance agents are retiring. 1 in 4 agents, this is from 2018, 1 in 4 insurance agents will be gone. So the longer that you do this, the less competition that there is. And what's going to get you more business is when clients sit with you and they're like, how long you been doing this? I've been doing this 5 years. That's going to show in your life experience, in your conversational tone, in your education, in your mindset, right? In your product knowledge, in the way you understand this industry, compared to that 2-year or less agent that you're probably competing with, that you're going to mop up, right? Just because they don't have experience in the game. Because this just becomes like there's a science to this craft. And the longer you do it, the better you get at it, and the less competition there is for you, because you become very proficient and effective in this beautiful industry. And insurance was here before us, and guess what, guys? It's going to be here after us. So why not master something that is going to be able to stand the test of time, and it's your trade, it's your niche. The 3 priorities of Difference Financial. This is what we do every day here. Is number 3 is industry professionalism. We want to train you to become a pro in the insurance arena with our products and services through our training. I want you guys to be excellent at sales, excellent at product knowledge, excellent at building relationships, excellent at rapport, excellent at asking questions, world-class customer service, follow up, follow through, all the things that are required to be a professional in this game. You want to be the best, right? I was just watching Michael Jordan's speech on Kobe Bryant today, because they did the Kobe's memorial at the Staples Center. And one thing I've learned about Kobe Bryant, because I always I was a mild fan of Kobe Bryant. Obviously, once he passed away, I wanted to learn more about him. And the thing about Kobe is, I heard him say, he's like, other people wanted to play the game. I wanted to understand the spirituality of the game. I wanted to understand the science of the game. I studied footwork, right? I studied the ins and outs, right? I studied, I became very zen when it came to the game. Before a performance, I would visualize how I would perform in that game. And then I would study it. And then I would repetitiously drill it. And I was like, wow, man. And I became inspired from that, because although I don't play basketball like Kobe Bryant, this is my sport. And I want to study the spirituality of insurance annuities. I want to be the best at the game. I want to study the science of it. I want to know human nature. I want to know, how can I influence people to make the right decisions, right? If there's some hacks, I want to know how to be able to do the right hacks, how to ask the right questions, how to guide my prospect the right way. Because when you get really good at sales, your prospects won't even know you're guiding them towards a close. They just think this is part of the educational process, but they don't realize that you're closing business. That is what a pro does. And I wanted to understand the psychology of that. And when I came into this game, they said, Carlo, you better go out there and do 100 appointments. And I was like, wow, that's going to take forever. But how right they were. When I finally did 100 of my own appointments, I realized how much psychology I had downloaded by just being in the field from so many different types of people. And that's what I need of you, right? Because it's not your product knowledge, guys. It's your people abilities. People don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. They don't care how much you know about annuities and life insurance. They care about, is this the person that I'm going to give my life savings to? Do they have the confidence? Do they have the follow through? Do they really care about me, or do they just care about their pocketbook? Are they really trying to help me, or are they just trying to help themselves? They're looking at you, your body language, your demeanor, your tonality. Those are all important traits that you learn as an entrepreneur. Number 2 is entrepreneurship as a lifestyle. Build a business, not just sales, as big as your vision can see it. Utilize an improving system. And we're really getting back. I got to give a shout out to Anna Salgado, my wife, who's just really been, you know, Adolf Hitler, man, on the different success system. Like, she is just like, where we at? What's being tracked? And I want to share something, because check this out. Like, this is like a revelation, because I've heard this, but now that I'm seeing it in action, I'm like, oh my gosh. Write this down. What gets measured gets improved. What gets measured gets improved. If you don't have a measurement system for you to reach your goals, you're going to stay right where you're at, because you're just going to rely on emotions and how you feel. And you know how useless that can be, because emotions are always changing. But if you measure something and you track it, you'll know exactly where you stand. And now you rely on a process versus how you feel on the day-to-day. And that is what helps you achieve goals, because it's not what you do every now and then that determines your future. It's what you do consistently every single day. It's what you do on the day-to-day. Okay, that's important. And I want you guys to be entrepreneurs. I want you to see yourself as an entrepreneur. I hope when people ask you, what do, you don't say, oh, I'm kind of doing this like financial thing on the side, right? It's like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to put my life savings with you, right? I want you to be, when people ask you what you do, and say, you know, thank you for asking. I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own company. Oh, really? What do you do? I teach people how money works. Everybody needs help with that, right? Yeah. Is that something that you'd like to learn more about? Yes, I would. You know, why don't you give me your number, man? I'd love to give you a call. Maybe we can grab coffee, build a relationship. Are you open to that? Yeah, sure am. Great. What's your number? I pull out my phone and I get those digits, right? That's what we do as professionals. You're a walking, talking billboard. And I got to tell you, right, here's what I'm learning. And the biggest breakthrough for me, because we go into number 1, is identity. It's the number 1 thing that we teach here. How you see yourself is everything. Our number 1 goal, I mean, I want to read this here, guys. This inspires me. Our number 1 goal and desire is to build leaders so that you may attract more leaders and build them into leaders. Notice how this says our number 1 goal is to build salespeople, right? Our number 1 goal is to close IULs. If we build leaders, sales become effortless. You know why? Because human beings follow leaders. You got to come, you know, like, think about your buying signals. When you buy and you're happy with your purchase, think about the person you bought from and their influence and their people abilities and the way they customize their care for you. And you're like, wow, I feel good about this transaction. You know, and so let me share this with you, because these are just little isms that I've gone over the way. Cost, and let's just say cost, if someone looks at an IUL like, oh, this is just another cost, you didn't do your job right. Is there a difference between cost and investment? Yes. So if they look at your presentation and afterwards like, oh, it just seems like it's just going to be more cost, then you did not add value. Write this down because this is gospel. Cost is only an issue in the absence of value. Period. The only time people are going to question you and say this is cost because they did not receive value. I remember the first time someone said, you got to go try this place, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I said, oh, I've heard about that. How much is it? It's $100 a steak. I'm like, $100 a steak? That's bullshit, man. Like, who pays $100 for a steak? Dude, you got to do it, man. Right? So I took my wife and we went and got $100 steaks. And I'm like, damn, that was $100 steak, right? You know, like, wow. It was mind blowing, the experience we had at this restaurant. I mean, this guy was, you know, he was waiting on us. He had like the towel over us. And as soon as our wine glasses were empty, he kind of got suave and poured it with this finesse. And, you know, the way he poured the wine, like it was an experience. How many of you had a dining experience where you paid more money than at a regular restaurant, but it wasn't that the food was so great. It was a combination of the experience in totality. And you're like, wow. That's how your clients should feel when they're done doing business with you. Like, wow, that was an experience. It was educational. It was connecting. I felt like this guy is not only my advisor, but he's my life coach. Right? And I feel like, man, now you want to have if you have a personal relationship with your clients, that's something that the industry doesn't do. The industry is so transactional. But if you can bring relationship, hey man, how are your kids? How are your family? And man, I cannot tell you how many times I've been in conversations with my clients and we're talking about marriage and parenthood, right? And our goals and dreams. And all of a sudden we develop this relationship that has nothing to do with IULs and annuities. And we spend most of our time talking about that. And when I say, hey, so how do you feel about moving forward? Yeah, of course. Because there's so much value in the relationship that they have built with you, and you have given them this experience. And that's the juice, that's the cherry on top of what we bring to the table here. So when I talk about identity, it's really about increasing your self-awareness, right? You guys have heard a lot of things online with raising your consciousness, right? What is consciousness? It's the way that you think about the way you think. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you ever think about what you think about? Are you aware of the way that you think? Do you have control over the way you think, or does your thinking just happen without you thinking about? And if you want to become successful in this game, because what we do is not physically demanding, we're not doing backbreaking work here. We're in air-conditioned offices talking to people on a daily basis. But what becomes very tiring is because your emotional intelligence and how you process the challenges that come with dealing with people. And everybody goes through it. How quick do you recover from setbacks? How do you deal with rejection? If you're someone that wants to be liked by everybody, let me ask you this. What are you going to do with somebody that you thought liked you, talk smack about you and said, oh, so-and-so is trying to sell me some BS product? That's what he told everybody. Oh my God, he said that? How do you deal with that? And if that makes you like, oh, Carlo, you know what? I can't do this, man. You know, people are talking about me. You know, I'm too concerned with the way people think of me. If that's going to get you down, guys, I'm telling you, you got to work on your EQ, or your emotional intelligence. And so these are the things that we want you to learn here. Your will. If you're not hungry, what makes you hungry? What drives you? Why do you wake up? Do you wake up in the morning and you actually like, I have a hunger. I want to conquer something. I want to be somebody. And if you don't, you can actually develop that muscle. That's called will. Learn about it. your intuition, trusting yourself, having self-confidence, having self-worth, your imagination. Do you visualize? Right? I remember a mentor taught me, before you close, Carlo, closing is not something you think about 5 minutes before you walk into the house. He's like, closing is something that you visualize the day before. And when I have big closes, and the next day I'm going to go and do a big close, I visualize it before I go to bed. I'm like, okay, I visualized me going into their house. They're going to be happy. They're going to be smiling. I visualize the way I'm presenting, and they're picking up what I'm dropping. They're smelling what I'm stepping in, man. They're feeling good, you know? And then I'm like, hey, would you guys like to move forward? This sound good? Yes, Carl, this is great. And I visualize that, and I can feel my emotions like as if it's already happening. That's the power of imagination. Do you do that? Or do you anticipate the worst? Like, oh my God, I hope they say yes. Visualize what you want. These three down here: emotional intelligence, self-confidence, your physical fitness. Why do we put physical fitness? Is because some of you work day jobs. And by 5 o'clock, if you feel like crawling in bed already because you're done emotionally and physically and mentally, I highly suggest that you get your ass in the gym or you develop a workout regimen. Number one, it's going to add years to your life. It builds self-confidence, it's therapy, and you need that energy so that you can sustain the life of an entrepreneur. If you do not take the time for health and wellness now, then you will have to take the time for sickness later. And so this is what we want to do with your identity, because I want to build an army of just solid, hungry people who want to do something positive. Don't you think that? Like, don't you want people, think about when people come around us as a group, what do you want people to feel when they come around this group? I want people to be like, whoa, these are players. These people are not like people in my family or friends or anyone that I've ever been around. These people are crazy. And they're crazy ambitious. And they're crazy about who they want to be. And they value their families. And they value their marriages. And they want to do something great. I need to be around people like this. That's how companies grow. People don't join companies, guys. People join people. And we are those people. That's it, guys. Everyone on this call right now, this is Difference Financial. And if a new person comes around and says, hold on, I want to kind of come around your crew and see who you guys are. If they come around us, I would hope that their impression when they leave and they go home and talk to their spouse and like, hey, how was that meeting? Oh my God, babe. I think I found something that I've never felt the way I felt tonight being around this group of people. Really? Yes. You should come to these. You got to come check this out for yourself. You just got to come see this. That's how people should feel. And if we're not doing that collectively yet, we got to work on our identity to get there. Does that make sense? So wrapping up here, let's go over some numbers here because this is cool, right? If you are a producer and you just want to go out there and let's say you help out 4 life insurance clients a month, save $200 a month. That's 1 client a week. Let's say you're at a 40% contract. That's $3,800 a month part-time. You know, Aaron May, Aaron, who's a chef, Aaron works 200 hours a month running a restaurant here in Old Town, San Diego. And he's phenomenal at his job. I've seen this guy in action, man. But he works really hard. And he just got the time warp syndrome, which will happen to many of you, where he just spent an hour and a half with the client, and that client's going to save about $650 still in the pipeline. And what he just did in an hour and a half will pay him what he does working 200 hours a month. Now, when you experience that time warp, that's when your mind goes boom. And that's when you start to realize like, wow. And that's when you wake up every day and you're like, you know what? I know my flipping value, man. I'm valuable. What I do is valuable in the marketplace. 200 hours or an hour and a half? Put that on a weigh scale. Which one do you take? Right? That's the game that we play. Okay? Play it. 30, 100 bucks a month to working part-time all day, man. If you become a broker, right? And we even got a pay raise, right? It's actually more now. RMD is now 65%, which you learn at Fast Start School this Saturday. $5,280 per month. It's probably closer now to over $6,000 just by helping 4 clients. You also get overrides. Let's say you had 4 part-time agents who are doing 4 life apps each per month. That's $9,600 of passive income. And I know some of you have gotten a taste of passive income, but I promise you, once you taste passive income, that is the true flavor of a business owner. I want you guys to feel totally empowered to be in control of your income. It's possible here. So in wrapping up here, guys, you want to stay the course. The 2-5-10 rule is if you're going to commit to any industry, the 2-5-10 rule is important. You might want to write this down. Because I have people that they try this for 6 months and they're like, oh, Carlo, it's like, you know what? You try college for 4 years and then you go into $100,000 of debt in some cases, and that don't guarantee you diddly squat. Right? So when I say put in the time, guys, put in the effort. The first 2 years, you're going to be growing as a person and learning the ins and outs of this industry. And if you're not willing, I put that here in the asterisk, if you're not willing to stay the course, especially the first 18 to 24 months, I would highly suggest you quit now so that you don't waste your time. If I'm telling you right now, if you're not willing to put 18 to 24 months in to really get this game down, I would suggest, right, don't waste your time. Because that's what it's going to take. I'm being very transparent with you up front. Years 2 to 5 is when you begin to make great consistent cash flow in the 100K. Some of you may do it sooner. I'm just giving you here the ballpark average. Years 2 to 5 is when you start to really make some money here. And then years 5 to 10 is when you really are beginning to build your business passively and becoming 100% financially independent. I started really building this in 2014 in February, right? I'm at the 6-year mark. This business running the system almost paid us about almost close to 200K last year. And unfortunately for San Diego, I remember when I was younger, like, man, if they told me I'd be making 200K, I thought, man, money, oh, we made it, man. I'm going to make it rain. And if you're in San Diego, man, 200,000, unfortunately, is middle class America, man, right? Everything's too expensive now. The new 6-figure earner is actually, you want to be making between 250 and 500K. That's the game now, guys, right? It is what it is. The good news is that we are fortunate to have an opportunity that we can get there. Okay. Being a millionaire now is not what it was 20 years ago. It's kind of becoming commonplace in business if you can get there. So we want to teach people how to do that. Good things take time. Be patient with this process. Be willing to give it a good decade. If I were to guarantee you in a contract and say, here, no matter what happens in 10 years, you'll be making $1 million a year, would you stay the course if it was guaranteed? You got to give it 10 years. You might be able to do it sooner, but if you say in the contract that we sign, when you sign your AMA, it's like if you commit 10 years, you'll make $1 million by the end of year 10 per year. Would you stay the course? Most people would. And that's what's possible. If you stay this course for 10 years, I would almost guarantee if you're building it and doing everything right that the system has, that is inevitable. You will make over $1 million a year. Okay. Here's some resources, right? So we'll learn that in Fast Start. I'm not going to go through this real quick, but go through our website. These are some of the companies that we work with. We have our private Facebook group. Download the Different Success System. We're going to be doing a lot of training on this and get off to a fast start. Now, this is mostly for the new people. Okay. We're not doing the champions path, but this is the things from here. I want you to focus on this. You know, we have a Fast Start School in LA at home office this upcoming Saturday. Now, to qualify, you have to complete the top 25 list and submit it, do 3 units of activity, that's 3 appointments, and become a client, practice what you preach. We want you to master the scripts. We want you licensed in your first 30 days, so don't procrastinate. And we want to get you out in the field 10 to 20 field training appointments in your first month. This is, if I was you and I want to be like, I want to compete, I want to play ball, I'm in the game, coach, what do I got to do? Exactly what I'm telling you. Get into Fast Start School. Now in Yuma, Arizona, we put it on the day, we're doing a Fast Start School on Saturday, March 21st. Okay, we're going to be driving out there, the leadership, and doing a Fast Start School for all the associates, especially the new ones, on Saturday, March 21st. You want to get in that class. It's going to be good. I'm going to be going out there specifically for you guys to put you guys on game. Okay, and then we're going to do that this upcoming Saturday here in LA. Right, so that's exactly an hour, right? I'm just reading your guys' comments. They're pretty funny, right? I love tacos. I love tacos too. Let me hear from some people here that, you know, I saw were listening. I want to hear what you get from this, from Fabiola. Fabi, what'd you get from this?
Hi. Well, I got a lot. I think that definitely being able to stay focused, stay in the game, and not give up. I think that's one of the priorities in my mind. And listening to you speak, I think we lose focus every day if we are not thinking about focus. And I think that definitely having that in mind since you wake up, knowing what you're gonna do, is definitely stay in the game, because it's so easy. It's so easy to lose focus or to lose commitment. But I think energizing yourself, you know, and having self-discipline is the key to the game.
Yes, well said. Thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you.
feedback. Okay, let me pick on somebody else. I never see her face on here, so I wonder if she's listening, right? Amanda Rodriguez out in El Centro, Imperial Valley. Are you there?
Hi, Carlo and everybody.
Hey, there
I'm
you
here. I'm
What-
listening.
Right? What'd you get from this, my friend?
I think it's great. All the information you and Isaac always give. It's so, like, you know, it gets me excited. You know, I have some hurdles that I'm trying to overcome, but I definitely hear you guys, and I can't wait to you know, give a little more of what I can. I'll definitely be there March 21st. I'll tell you
Yes.
right now.
Put that on your radar. Okay.
I will.
Good. Well, thank you. Right. Thank you for chiming in. And let's hear from someone that I'm just really excited to be working with, getting in the game. She just did her AMA last night. That's Thelma Sanchez. Thelma, what'd you get from this, my friend?
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's interesting that you're talking about the IRSEPs, because CalSavers is a big deal right now. You guys all know about CalSavers, right? The employers having to offer their employees sort of retirement. By 2022, everyone has that retirement. I think we could really, really benefit by fact finding with the customers when you see them, and business owners or whoever you talk to. I think business owners, because that's what I work with. But I just, you know, taking action, Carlo, is everyone is just one of the key things when I wake up every day. You guys, I'm old. I mean, I'm one of your oldest, you know, rookies. But every day I just get up and just take an action. You know, whether it's just making my bed for the first thing. You know, I've accomplished something. And then moving forward from there.
Yeah.
And you just don't stop. You just talk to everyone. And, you know, I appreciate you pushing all that always. You know, not pushing it, but making us aware that if we don't take action, somebody else is going to get it.
Exactly. Well said, buddy. I appreciate it, guys. You know, Thelma is like, she's a breath of fresh air, man, because, you know, I see her at most people at her age, whether winding down or making excuses, man, she's out there. She's, you know, she was texting me this morning, like, I think before 6:30, man, you know, and already in the mindset. And she's hungry, guys, set an appointment. So I just, I really admire that, you know, and I respect your work ethic, you know, so welcome to the crew. Okay, and anybody else, man? We got time for one more person that wants to maybe just share their 2 cents, what they got, comments.
I got something to say.
Yeah. Go for it.
If anybody wins that $100 gift card to eat wherever they'd like, me and Jose will come and cook for you.
There you go, man. Hey.
No, I love it. I love the fact that how versatile we can be. We don't have to. It's like you were saying, like if you went to an agent that worked for Prudential or whatever, you know, they're only going to pitch their own products. Where we're so versatile. We can do whatever we'd like. You know what I mean? We can really find the best stream for that person to work with. You know what I mean? And I just think that's really, really powerful, because we're not just pitching. There's no bias. You know what I mean? We're not just cornered into one product that we can pitch. We can really help in any way possible. You know what I mean? So that one really, really touched home. So that, and I'll come cook for $100.
Well said, man. Well said, guys. So guys, you see it. I hope that this encourages you to get in the game more. You know, that's really what we're, as a leader, guys, I'll be honest with that. Well, we're focused on the next generation of leadership and Difference Financial. You know, it's get in the game, you know, come get what is yours by divine right. Come get it, right? And just come get it. We're here for you. We got your back. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. But you gotta put on your jersey and get in the flipping game already, right? Quit pussyfooting around with this thing. Get, you know, and it's there's so many people, right? And I'll end with this, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I want to be direct with you guys, because when you are afraid to talk to people about this, unfortunately, you're being selfish, because you're too consumed with your fears of rejection and what people think of you than what it's in it for them. And if you can really process that, your life can change here. Get out of your own way and put this, you don't have to force this. Just share who we are and what we do and let them choose for themselves. What's the worst they're going to tell you? No. And all no means is not right now. That's it. That's it. You know, and so get in the game, guys. That's what we're looking for right now, because this is the time to get. And I'm pushing everyone around me. And the hunger's there, and I'm so excited about where we're going right now. We have momentum, and momentum is necessary for us to evolve to the next level. So give me a thumbs up if you, man, can I get an amen on this, man? Right? You guys with me on this? All right. Let's see. I want to know who's I want to see who's going to put points on the board, man. I want to see who's going to step up here in these next 30, 60, 90 days. That's what we want to see. I'll be right there with you. Right? My wife and I, we're here. We're committed to you guys, no matter what. The leadership, we're committed to you. You call me at midnight and you're like, Carlos, I need to talk. I'll be there. You know, I've done appointments at 2 a.m. I had a prospect that tried to pull my punt card and said, you know, if you help me, but I work a graveyard schedule. The only time I'm available at 2 a.m. I met this dude at 2 a.m. It blew his mind that I did. I showed up like ready to go at 2 a.m. You know, he's like, wow, you actually showed up. Yeah, man, because I'm serious. You know, and so that's the kind of game you got to have with this, man, because it's worth it. So with that being said, quick announcement. We will not be doing any training this Saturday because our office will be at the Fast Start School in Los Angeles that we're going to be going. So we want to push you all to go. If you're here in the San Diego area, make sure you get qualified. And if you got to get qualified, guys, so 3 units of activity, top 25 list, practice what you're preaching. Okay, so if you're like, I'm not there yet, you can get that done in a day if you focus on it. But get it done. This is a 4-hour class this Saturday that's going to teach you the mechanics of the system. Because if you learn how to run the system will run your business. So you don't have to become a sales agent. I hope none of you guys want to be here 10 years from now still trying to chase the next deal. You guys want to be free, right? In order for you to be free, you have to understand how to run a business. And the Fast Start School is dedicated to those people that qualified, who are serious enough that we're going to spend 4 hours in teaching you how to break this system apart like a car engine, and we're going to put it back together. And when you walk out of there, you're going to have much more of an advantage from no one that didn't show up. I promise you. I promise you, right? You're going to be like, I got it, Carlo. I see it, and I'm going to run with it. Go. That's why we're putting the school together. Okay. Look forward to seeing you guys there. If you're challenged, you're like, Carlo, am I qualified? Make sure you get with me, get with your leadership so we can get you there. This Saturday, it's going to be from 10 a.m. to about 3 p.m. at the home office in Los Angeles. Get it done. Okay. And then for Yuma, Saturday, March 21st. Okay. Much love, guys. Good evening. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.